This video is for all of those content creators out there because I know for a fact a lot of you will resonate with this topic. I'm not the only one going through this. I know many friends who have gone through the same thing. For some reason, regardless of how much content I make, what type of videos I make, etc., I continue to put pressure on myself constantly about the videos I make. Now, it's not just about the content, it's not overthinking the actual content itself, it's overthinking everything. You see, when you make a video, you have this instant expectation of what you want it to turn out like, and I think that's where the problem starts, right? You make pieces of content, especially nowadays, people overthink the content they make purely because they think, oh, you know, if the viewers get bored, they'll click off, no one will watch me. So they aim for it to be perfect, and in reality, there is no perfection. And that is something I'm still trying to learn myself and massively struggling with, but hoping to get better with this year. Because the truth is, and something I'm starting to learn as well, I used to cut all of my arms out or my butts and stuff like that because people would get bored, or at least I thought they would, but I'm starting to leave them in now purely because I found that people appreciate the genuine side of creators more, rather than just like cutting little bits out of like the arms and the butts. As silly as that sounds, it makes you come across more relatable to those people who are watching, rather than just cutting everything out constantly. But that's not the only issue. That's not the only thing I overthink, and I'm sure a lot of you overthink a lot more. But it's also the fact that, like, if I set myself an upload schedule, let's say, I have to stick to that upload schedule. Especially if you put it public. Okay, so you tell everyone, all right, this is my upload schedule. Expect a video every, I don't know, Wednesday, for example, right? If you feel a sense of burnout or you just want to have a relaxing day, you can't, because you've already publicized that upload schedule and you have to stick to it, because guess what? If you're a day over, people will get bored. Your community will get bored. And when you return, the community won't be there to watch. Again, it might not even be true, but that is the constant line of thinking, that you have to stick to a schedule, otherwise you will literally lose your community. You can probably see how not so healthy that line of thinking is. I've decided this year that I just want to make a video and upload when I feel like it, purely because I do this to enjoy it. I want to make a full-time career out of this. This is my goal. But I want to make sure it's a career that doesn't feel like a chore. It just, you know, I do it when I want to do it, and that is the top and bottom of it. If you do something such as YouTube, for example, because you enjoy it, you can't really, I mean, you can, but it won't last long. You can force it on yourself, or you can enjoy the craft and do it when you feel like it, as I've just said. But also, you can't force the community either. If they want to stick around, they will stick around. If they leave, they will leave. You know, people come and go in life. That's something you have to kind of figure out. And it's still something I'm trying to figure out myself as well. I do have those instant doubts of like, if I don't upload this week, that's it. No one will bother watching anymore. I still do feel that myself. So I know exactly what you're going through. But you've kind of also got to remind yourself, look, if they go, they go. As harsh as that sounds, because I definitely care about my community a lot, I don't want any of you to stop watching, you can't really force people either. People have their own thoughts of thinking. People have their own ways of doing things. If they're bored of watching, they won't watch it anymore. That's just common human behavior that we cannot control. I'm even kind of overthinking now that I'm talking about this, people aren't going to be happy and people are just going to leave. Like, that is the line of thinking. You overthink constantly when doing this line of work. I don't know if you can fully prevent it, in all honesty, but you can definitely quieten it, because it does get in the way when you're trying to make good pieces of content that are valuable, that entertain people, all whilst you're trying to manage these thoughts going through your head that maybe you're not good enough, or maybe, you know, you've pressurized yourself to upload to this schedule constantly. Now you're feeling burnt out all of a sudden. My schedule previously, by the way, which I did publicize and tell everyone, is that I wanted to upload a video every 4 days, and I had to stick to that. If I went over that 4 days, I felt terrible, because I knew that when I went back, people would not be happy. Because I've told them, look, I'm going to upload every 4 days. They expect that video every 4 days. If there isn't one, they won't come back. My advice for this is, as long as you are staying consistent, because that is important, right? You have to stay consistent, and yes, you have to have somewhat of a schedule, But as long as you don't necessarily publicize that schedule or pressurize yourself, behind that schedule, as long as you're staying consistent, that's really all you have to think about. Let being consistent be your schedule, right? As long as that is your schedule, you will have no problems. I think the problem starts that when you start putting dates on things, or you start giving yourself deadlines of when this video has to be finished for. That is when the stress comes in, and that is when the burnout creeps in, and before you know it, guess what? You're not even doing content anymore. Every time you upload a video, you might also overthink the idea and the structure behind that video, whether or not it's good enough, whether or not your community will actually find it valuable, whether they'll find it enjoyable. There's just this constant, your mind never stops, right? And this is my problem. My mind never stops. When I'm not making a video, I'm constantly doing work in my head, and I can never, ever really enjoy relaxing. And this is the genuine truth, by the way. If I'm trying to have, time watching TV or gaming or whatever it may be, I can never fully enjoy it. I never fully feel satisfied doing that anymore, purely because my mind is constantly working in overtime. And I don't know if that's a normal thing. I'll be honest, I don't know if that's something I've developed as I've started making content again. Focusing on business as well. Like, I don't know. And I'm curious to know if you guys do that same thing as well, because it's also one of the things that makes me struggle to sleep at night. Like, it even goes as far as me not being able to get any proper sleep, purely because I'm constantly just thinking about what I must do next, or the video I've got to do next week, or if the video I posted previously was good enough, or how can I improve it. Like, I'm constantly thinking, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it is. Maybe it's the entrepreneurship side of me coming out, which sometimes I do appreciate, but other times it does get in the way of general life, and that's when problems start creeping in. You might be watching this from the outside perspective. You might not even make content, but you're curious as to how a content creator feels. Now, let me tell you something. Being a content creator is so difficult. Trust me on this one. It's not as easy as just making a video and posting it. As much as people might do that, alright, you'll get people who don't take it seriously, but for those people who do take it seriously and want to turn it into a career, it's not as easy as just posting a video. You've got the planning process, you've got to structure the video, then you've got to record the video in a certain way to follow that structure, then you've got to make sure it lines up with all of the information you're saying in the video, and making sure, especially if you're doing a news piece of content, right, you've got to make sure it lines up with that piece of news. Then you've got the editing, then you've got the thumbnail design, then you've got the SEO optimization, then you've got to think about titles, descriptions, whether or not you use music in the video, have you bought the licenses to use that music. It's like literally operating a full-on media business, alright? And that's how you've got to think of it. And it does get stressful, and I'll be honest, it's not easy. There have been countless times where I've thought, is this really worth it? And honestly, I think it is, because this is my passion, and I've never, ever, as much as I've had those thoughts, I've never quit, alright? Back in the day, okay, maybe, I did quit a few times years and years ago when I was back in school. That was completely different. That was just like people making fun out of me, and, we've all been through that in life, I get that, but obviously, as you grow up, you start to realise that those people have no interest in any creativity whatsoever. But anyway, that was another topic. You will have those feelings of, is this really worth it? And you have to push through that. If it's something you genuinely want to do, you have to find a way around it. And in all honesty, overthinking every little thing, it makes it 10 times harder. But if you just say to yourself, look, nothing is perfect. It's not going to be perfect, all right? It's going to be how I want it to be. As long as you're impressed with the video you've put together, that is all that matters. One of the hardest lessons I learned many years ago from being a content creator was to stop chasing people's enjoyment. As long as you enjoy it, you know that, okay, if you was to watch the video from an outside perspective yourself, you knew you enjoy it, alright? You can't impress everyone. There will be someone out there who does like it. You're never going to get perfection, and that's the top and bottom of it. I think too many people talk about, oh, your editing, it needs to be changing every 2 or 3 seconds, to make sure you get that view duration and that viewer retention rate, because, yeah, people like fast-moving images and stuff like that. As much as that, okay, some of that might be true, alright, but it's not always the case, and let's be honest, it's not really that. I mean, this video, look at this video now, it's me just babbling on into a microphone, not much editing whatsoever, but I know for a fact, and I know deep down, that a lot of you watching this right now, especially if you make content, feel this exact same way that I do. And that's why I'm making it, because I want to help you. It's something I'm still going through, so part of me wants to kind of get it out there that I'm struggling with this, but also help you as well to let you know that you're not the only one going through this and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. The problem is so many people compare themselves, and although that was not necessarily my issue, I never really looked at anyone and thought, oh, they're better than me. Many people do, but I really didn't. I knew what was going on in the creator kind of economy, you know, people saying, oh, it needs to be fast editing, it needs to be interesting, blah, 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 and because everyone was saying that, I always thought, okay, my videos have to be super fast, super fluid, you know, I have to really just put thousands of months into, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, but you get the idea. Just stop over-obsessing about everything and go back to the simple ways of doing it. What are you passionate about? And just make something around it. If you know people are struggling with it, like I know people are struggling with this, guess what? Make a video on it. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. And as long as it resonates with people, as long as it helps someone, that is my job done. The chances are we'll probably never get rid of these feelings, but if we can diminish them in some way and make it easier for ourselves to actually create content and enjoy it as well, that is the biggest important one, then that's all that matters, right? I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for you guys watching this video right now, and I genuinely mean that. And I might sound like a broken record, but honestly, I don't care. People watch my content, they enjoy it. I just talk into a microphone hoping people enjoy it. But when people say, okay, this really resonated with me, and I did enjoy it, you know, it's like a sense of accomplishment as well. Now, you don't want to base your whole work off of that sense of accomplishment because it can become unhealthy. But as long as you know for sure that you've definitely done what you intended to do, which was help people or, you know, make it enjoyable, that's all that matters. If your community are loyal people, they will understand that you are human. And if they're not loyal, they'll leave, alright? So don't like take it out on yourself thinking, oh, I've done a terrible job, because it's very easy to go into that mindset. I've done it myself, but trust me on this one. You will soon realize whether or not your community are actually truly, truly loyal, because they'll understand that you're human. They'll understand that, okay, you need a bit of a break. They will understand that, you know, you have these feelings. They will respect that, and that is the community you want to keep. I just want to give a shout out, by the way, to all of these people on the screen right now. Your name constantly pops up. You constantly reassure me, even though I don't necessarily ask for it. You guys constantly reassure me to let me know that, hey, it's fine to take a break. It's fine, you're human, and we enjoy your work, just come back when you're ready. And I'm so grateful for that. When I say that is the best place to be in content creation, I genuinely mean it. No overthinking about deadlines or putting pressure on yourself to, you know, stick to this unrealistic schedule. Just doing it when you enjoy it, when you have an idea, and regardless of how long the editing takes on the video, it could take a week, alright? And you'll still overthink it, sure, but as long as you become settled within your mind that it's okay to take that long, as long as you know the video will be great, it will provide value, it'll be fun and entertaining, it doesn't matter how long it takes, alright? If you've got a loyal community, they will understand too. And again, this is a lesson that I am actively trying to learn myself right now. I go through these thoughts. I go through this overthinking phase. I always have. And, you know, I feel guilty for taking time away because I don't want to keep my community waiting. But in reality, that's not why you're doing it. You're taking a break because you genuinely need a break. Or you're taking a week to edit that video because you genuinely need a week to edit that video. Anyway, I hope this video found you at the right time. I hope this video really resonated with you and helped you out. I'm probably going to rewatch this video back, even though it's my own video. As I said, I'm struggling with it still myself to this day. So I just want to, not only is this advice to all of you, but it's also advice to my future self as well. It's something I really want to get better at in 2026, and I absolutely urge you all to try and work towards doing the same. You know, my goal with this is to try and turn it into a full-time career, but a career I genuinely enjoy that does not feel like a chore. And honestly, I'm going in the right direction with that. And again, I'm thankful for all of you who watch this content and stuff like that. It wouldn't be, I wouldn't be where I am without you lot. So I'm very grateful. If you do want to obviously support the channel and help me turn this into a full-time thing, there are many ways of doing that. You can become a channel member. You'll get a cool kind of icon next to your name. Some VIP perks as well. If you click the link in the description, you can actually have a look at everything you'll get access to. But if not, that's absolutely okay. I will be grateful nonetheless. And again, I just want to thank everyone for kind of understanding that, I'm human and everything will be okay, because in reality, it will. And that's all you have to think about in the long run. Thank you for watching this video. I genuinely appreciate your time. If you want to see another commentary video just like this that will also probably resonate with you as well, then I've got another one on the screen right now. Make sure you go over there, leave a comment on that one saying you came from this video, and I'll be replying to every single one of you.